Hello everyone and welcome to another brand new Bluebirds podcast. Today we are going to be talking everything Cardiff Swansea and the aftermath of what happened, and amongst a few more things. But before we kick things off here, make sure you guys show your love and support by smashing subscribe, like, comment and share. And don't forget to check out the bits from the action. If you are a Swansea fan, of course, you would love to see that. But if you're a Cardiff fan, I doubt you much want to see it. But just to jog your memory of what happened, of course, Cardiff lost to Swansea 4-0 and accomplished the double. So, with all that said in mind, let's begin the podcast. So, let's see. The talking points today will be, of course, the future of Cardiff City, the player ratings I give, my thoughts on the defeat, and a few other things, including players rejecting new contracts and looking ahead of the rest of the season. So, the future of Cardiff. So, with the defeat against the Jacks leaving a bad taste in every Bluebird's mouth, doubt the future of the club. Sorry about this. But with the defeat against the Jacks leaves a bad taste in every Bluebird's mouths. But what about the players who are the future for the club? Well, there is no doubt the future of the club are Joe Bagan, Mark Harris, Isaac Davis and Ruben Colwell, amongst a few others, of course. So I think the sooner we start playing the players of the future, I think we will only paper over the cracks. I mean, nothing was really on the game, was it? Apart from pride and the double record, of course. So I guess it's understandable. I mean, I guess it is that players would have switched off. I just thought they would switch off after that fixture, because everyone and their mother knew that that game was the most important game in Cardiff season. So, moving on. My player ratings. So, Smithies, I give him a 4 rating because he weren't the best. He could have saved one or two of the goals, but I think he just gave up like the rest of the team, really. Hence the reason I give him a 4 rating. Drama, our best player, I reckon, out there, I gave him a 6 rating. He was moving more about. He was getting into tackles. He was doing everything he could to get the ball back and charge forward at least. So I gave him a 6 rating. Perry NG, he was anomaly. He basically, you wouldn't realise if he was playing. So I gave him a 3. Flint, I gave him a 4 alongside McGuinness and Bagan. So yeah, moving on to the midfield. Doyle, he had a really poor game. I gave him a 3, Wintle 3 and Joe Rives a 3. So you can see our midfield have been scarce in this game. Now the front, the strikers were Mark Harris and Hugo. I gave them a 4 because although they were not being given the service of the ball, a majority of the time they're just jogging around the gaff. They did slightly better than the midfield, I think. and the substitutions were Colwell, which I gave a 4, Davis 3, and Big Ook Ikpeazu, I gave him a 4. So majority of the team I gave a 4, apart from Cody Drama, of course. So yeah, that is my player ratings. Moving on to my thoughts. So brace yourselves. Wow, my thoughts were that the players was not at the game. The players were coasting around. They weren't even going into tackles. That's how poor they were. The crowd were there, ready for the occasion, but the players were missing. They were all over the gaff. They were just coasting around. In my mind, I thought that, come on, get at them. And they weren't getting at the Jacks, who seemingly looked like Barcelona compared to us. So yeah, it's a game which they could have done better. I mean, you can easily blame the manager, but at the end of the day, the players are out there doing the business, and that day they weren't. So it was a terrible day for Bluebirds. It was a good day for the Jacks. It was terrible if you're the person who was in the middle. The referee was diabolical yet again, but obviously they don't need too much incentive to make bad decisions, because as soon as Swansea got that first, they wasted the time, and I felt like I was aging through that game solely because of the time wasting. It's terrible from Swansea. Good tactics, but terrible from Swansea. That they waste all that time. Mind you, they did win 4-0, but it's partly the ref was crap. The players were not up to it. I mean, if we had a home game, not against the Jacks, if we had the Jacks a bit further down the season, then they would have played better, in my opinion. I think it's just that they think, oh, it's the end of the season, nothing's on the game, shall we play it? I don't know, shall we? Yeah. There's a bit of that, really. No ideas, nothing really, no leader in midfield, nothing to urge everyone else on. And at the end of the day, it was like a friendly, really, for our players, and Swansea just played us out the park, really. So yeah, unfortunately, it's a game to forget. It's not the end of the world per se, because let's be fair, Swansea are not going to get automatic promotion next season, are they? Let's be fair. But neither are Cardiff. I reckon next season is going to be tough for Cardiff, with the massive overhaul that we are going to be expecting. About 10 senior players are going to leave the club due to out of contracts, and yeah, just a terrible game, really. Terrible. So let's move on to one last thing on today's agenda. Well, two things really. That players rejecting contracts. So disgraceful from players who just want to earn big bucks for sitting on the sidelines. The sooner they go, the better, I say. We are doing alright now, but like the gaffer said, don't take the piss when offering a new contract, because yes, our club have recently said the cap is 12k, wage cap, so big earners like Smithies would definitely go to someone like Forest. I can see that a mile off. I think the huge shake-up will be on the way for our club, and for the better really, I say. I know everyone loves Sean Morrison, but his career was over when he got that injury. So unfortunately, the 10 senior players are ready to pack their bags now, ready to go off to their new clubs and say goodbye to their venture with Cardiff. I mean, someone like Bakuna deserves to go really, and Murphy really. All of them who are out of contract. The only player I would keep from the out of contracted players is Kieran Brown, the youngster who plays in defence, because we need a bit of defensive backup really, don't we? And I know the club are looking into the European market in terms of bringing in players, but let's be fair, Steve Morrison and Mark Hudson don't have the know-how of what to buy or who to bring in from Europe. So it's going to be a tough season, it's going to be a tough summer, but I'm predicting that we are going to be where we are next season, where we are now. So yeah, that is that. Now looking ahead for the rest of the season, I think we should be keeping our heads down and just grab as many points as we can. Luckily the Jacks are not too far ahead of us, so they are catchable, and with enough points in the bag, I think we can overtake the Jacks at the end of the season. But that is only if we look to the future and play players who will play for us next season, of course. It's been great what the gaffer has done with Flint amongst others, but it's time to move them on to new teams, and the sooner we do this, the better. That is that though, guys. Thank you all for listening. Thank you all for liking on the Bits from the Action. Excuse me. Right, yeah, thank you all for joining me on Bits from the Action. Fantastic support. We only got 2 more home games left now, Luton and Birmingham. So if you want to carry on supporting Bits from the Action, them are the only 2 home games left for you to do so. But this is not the end of the podcast. Of course, we are going to be doing this weekly, just to react to the games that we play on the weekend. So yeah, thank you for watching, thank you for listening. If you do go on and enjoy anything you're hearing today, make sure you show your love and support. Like, comment, share and subscribe. Thank you all for watching yet again. Thank you. Goodbye. Diolch yn fawr iawn.